HMRI, I think, has multiple roles to play in this current situation, developing new treatments, providing information to the community, providing guidance and reassurance, I suppose. So we're really focused on filling a gap in treatment which really relates to a lack of antivirals as a frontline treatment for the infection. What we're working towards is a drug that will increase your resistance to infection in your airways. You take it before you get sick, and so we could see it deployed to people who are at risk or high risk of infection. It would increase their resistance to the infection, and that increased resistance would limit the capacity for transmission of the virus.
I'm working with colleagues from around the country to set up a national clinical trial. It's called ASCOT, and the ASCOT trial will randomly allocate, so randomise people that have been hospitalised with coronavirus disease. At the moment there are 4 arms in the trial, and we may be adding more arms as other drugs become available. The way that we're designing the trial, it's called a Bayesian adaptive design, and what that means is that rather than just running the trial for say 2 years and then finding an answer at the end, we'll get answers as soon as we can. So there'll be frequent interim analyses, and as soon as one particular drug looks like it's not working very well or it is working very well, we'll make what we call a platform conclusion and say actually this drug works, everyone should start getting this one, and we can keep answering questions with the other drugs.
The way forward here is if we do need new treatments, we need to know that treatments are effective and that treatments will work without serious side effects. And the only way that we can know that that is the case is by conducting clinical trials and to get these clinical trials up and working quickly. We know in general when patients take part in clinical trials, outcomes often are improved.
Most of the things that will help to treat this, to make it go faster and to decrease the burden on society rely on research very heavily. Whether that's laboratory research or clinical research, research is really the key to deal with this. We should remind ourselves how remarkable it is that we know what this virus is. We knew what the genetic sequence of it was within weeks of the first patient having it. We've developed a test for it, a diagnostic test that's being rolled out in labs all around the place. So all of that is only because research exists. If we didn't have an active research sector in Australia and in other countries, we'd be way behind where we are now.
This is why we're here. This is our primary purpose, is really to respond to community needs, and this is probably the biggest community need that's arisen for a long time, certainly. And we're perfectly positioned to do that. We have excellent relationships with our clinical friends at the hospital, so we have access to patient material, and then we have excellent basic research capacity here at Hunter Medical Research Institute, which, coupled with our clinical collaborators, enables us to really do full development, translational work right from the bench through to something we hope to get into clinical trials.